I think it's somehow both sad and also constructive that all of us are meeting again so quickly. I mean, in the span of this year, I think this is our third or fourth meeting in such a short span of time, and I think that gives you a sense of the kind of crisis that the media is facing today. And you know, what Seema and Siddharth said really summed up the overall situation very well. And I just want to add to that also what has happened in Karnataka in the last few days, and I think that also proves that, you know, irrespective of which regime is in power, as Seema said, if there are authoritarian tendencies, dissent is not tolerated in any way. And what has happened to those journalists in Karnataka is something that we need to condemn as loudly and as vocally. And I think, as Siddharth said, this is part of a sort of a larger atmosphere where we're living in. We've now become a mobocracy. You know, we are a lynch mob, and I tweeted yesterday that the kind of lynch mob that you see in Twitter is the kind of lynch mob that we have become as a society. That is why Basit was beaten the way that he was. You know, I reached out to him, my team reached out to him, I wanted to call him on my show and highlight this, and he's so scared. You know, he's so terrified. He says, I just want to go underground, because he's just so shaken, you know, by what has happened to him that day in Sonia Vihar. And unfortunately, I think for the first time, I'm glad that we're all talking about what's happening to our own industry and television in particular, because what some TV channels are doing is that they are encouraging the lynch mob. They are leading that lynch mob. And as Siddharth and Seema rightly said, so you have these, you know, these daily discussions which are focusing repeatedly on the same theme. I'm a Kashmiri, Muzammil is here. I mean, every day Kashmiris are being vilified on national television. There is a certain image that is being projected. They're being shouted down. In any case, those debates don't even have sort of sane voices on either side to be able to have a constructive discussion. And this nationalist narrative, so-called nationalist narrative, is, I think, leading us on a very, very dangerous path. And I think the time has come to go beyond protesting about it. I think that you know, the regulator needs to be informed. I think that, you know, someone said this to me today. This has gone way beyond all of us just protesting about it. I think regulators, if they're listening and if they're watching, you know, need to take action, because what is happening night after night on television now is pretty much an incitement to violence. It's telling the lynch mob, you know, it's telling the mob to go out there, and therefore I just want to say that I'm really glad that you've organized this meeting to be for us to be able to express how we feel about this today. But I think now the time has come for all of us to do more than protest. And as Siddharth said, you know, call names, name names. I think the time to sort of skirt around these issues is over. Thank you.
I totally agree with Nidhi on this. Some action needs to be taken. It is time of protest and organizing conferences and voicing our opinion on this is not enough. What is happening day after day on primetime television is not acceptable. What is being passed as journalism is not acceptable. There is time. It is time that we should take some action to bring these people under some kind of regulation. This cannot be accepted. This vilification, this debasement of our profession for which we have very, very honestly worked for decades cannot be allowed. Cannot be allowed.
Absolutely, and you know, you said, absolutely, ma'am, and you said, you know, debasement of our profession, and you know, it's all you guys who are here. I mean, there are so many wonderful journalists in India, you know, who still believe in the ideals of journalism. I mean, we all exist, but we're getting shouted down by this group that, you know, thinks that it's whatever, ultra-national. They're not even journalists as far as I'm concerned. I call those TV channels and those papers that only print stories which are fed to them as you know, entertainment channels or tabloids. And you know, we have to go back to the core values of journalism. But like you said, I mean, and like I said, it's time to go beyond protest and keep hammering home this point regularly, because what is happening is, I'm telling you, ask Muzammil as a Kashmiri, what is happening on TV night after night is affecting the psyche of young Kashmiris every single day. It's poisoning them further, it's alienating them further. This is a serious problem, and you know, we're not realizing how dangerous it actually is.